Hi guys, so today we're going to be recreating the cinematic grading effect used in Netflix's Ratched. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go and watch it, it's really good. Every time something bad happens, they basically fade really theatrically to this sort of really red duotone grade, or sometimes, to signify greed, a green duotone grade. So I'm going to give you a short example in a little 45-second short film I've made, so let's have a watch of that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go into Premiere and I'm going to show you how to fade in this duotone kind of grading effect. So let's dive on in. Okay, let's go and have a look at how we do this then. Now, what I'm going to be using with you guys today is an adjustment layer inside of a Premiere Pro. So I'm going to delete this one initially, okay? And let's just mute all my tracks just so I can't hear the music. When the eyes go from center to right, I then want to fade it up because that's when the kind of horror starts, all right? So we need to first of all make a new adjustment layer. So if you come down to your project window by here and click new item, you can then go up to adjustment layer, okay? And yeah, 25 frames per second, that's what I'm using, 1920 by 1080. Yeah, that should match your sequence settings. So just click OK. And I'm going to drag this adjustment layer to the track above my video, so just above by here, okay? And you can make it longer. I know that I want mine to last till the end. So now that we've got this adjustment layer, anything you place onto this adjustment layer will affect everything below, okay? So I'm going to go to my effects and I'm going to type in Lumetri Color, okay? Because that's the effect I want to put on there for this. So if I click and drag Lumetri Color and place it on here, let's come forward a bit to make sure we're on the adjustment layer. And if we come down into Creative and we go to Shadow Tint, okay? All we want to do is we want to push this up, click and drag and push this up into the reds, and you'll see my footage change like so. How strong you want to do it is up to you. That's what we're going to do. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to check how it looks on my other shots as well. So I'll come to the knife one by here where he grabs the knife, and we'll come to this one where he's about to walk down, or I say he, it's me, is about to walk down this corridor hallway. And what you'll see is we are maintaining a little bit of the colour, but we're basically flooding it with red, much like they do inside of Ratched in the show. So again, we're maintaining some of the colour, but we're mainly just pushing this to a red sort of grade. Okay, so that is how I pulled off that effect. I also did a few other things. I went down to the bottom and added a vignette. So if you go to the amount and go -2, it should then, yeah, give you a nice sort of vignette in. And I added this on my own account. I think it looked nice and it looked, you know, suited it. So if you come to here and imagine this knife shot without the vignette, let's just turn it off. It's not as impactful. Okay, so that's my approach to it. So if we have a look at an example from Ratched, you can see over here, they've probably pushed the red a little bit stronger, but you can still see some of the colours like the blue on the doctor by there, and yeah, the blue's pretty prominent. So we've got the thing where we can still see some of the colours. I think actually they have got a vignette by there like us, but they've pushed the red further. So if you wanted to, you can come into the Lumetri, where is it, adjustments, and you can push this further. just by clicking and dragging this up. And if I push it really far, you'll see then when mine updates. You can also, yeah, mine's really red now. If you wanted to, you could take the highlights and do the highlights as well. It can get quite washed out if you do that too much. But again, it's not that different now from Ratched. Again, if there was blue in here, you'd see it coming through more. I opt to personally not do the highlights, so I'm gonna undo myself doing the highlights now. And there we have it. Now, the last thing we need to do is we actually need to fade this in. You'll see we go from a shot of the eyes being normal color to a shot of the eyes going to red. So what we want to do is we want to zoom in, and we basically want to fade in this adjustment layer, okay? So I'm going to come back up to the top, hit the opacity and change that to 0 and set a keyframe. I'm then going to come forward, I think about a second is what I was doing. So come forward a second. So we've gone from, what frame are we at over here? 16 seconds and 20 frames to 17 seconds and 20 frames, which is probably by here. And what we'll do is we'll just turn this opacity now up to 100. So what we've got is, when we play it through, we've got this fades in, and I'm at lower quality. I'm previewing at lower quality, so the vignette isn't coming through completely. But that's what you've got. You've got a gradual kind of fade in, and then as long as this adjustment layer is on top, it'll affect the clips below. So you'll see this guy kind of walking down in all of the shots now. It'll have this kind of red color grade to it. So that's my approach on how to get that effect from Ratched. I hope you guys learned some stuff there. I hope you enjoyed. You could also, if you wanted to, if you come back down into this adjustment layer, you could do the green, because they do a sort of green hue if we have a look by here. So you could do green as well. All you need to do is come back into Lumetri, and instead of red, let's take this to sort of bluish green down here. And if we come back to the eyes, that would be a nice example. Or maybe this one by here will be the clearest example. If we change to a sort of bluish green, you can play around with that, and maybe the highlights as well, and just go for that kind of bluish green tinted look. Just play around with these and make them stronger. Something like maybe that. Okay, and then you'll have, again, a similar thing to what we have in Ratched by there. So I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned a few things. Give a like and a subscribe if this helped. Watch some of our other videos, and hopefully see you again in a future video.